One of the most frequent questions that I always get is, now that I know about the trust, what does it cost? Well, let's talk about that for a minute. Now, the first thing I need to tell you is remember the transaction costs in this transaction can be paid by either the buyer or the seller. It doesn't matter. In a traditional real estate transaction, the sellers always pay certain fees and the buyers pay certain fees. In our transaction, we don't care which party pays the fees, they just need to be paid. So let's go into those. The first fee is the Trust Solutions Facilitation Fee. We charge 1% of the property's value at the time the property is put into the trust to do all of the work to make your transaction come out successfully. We charge $1,000 as a minimum fee, and for those very expensive properties, the fee maxes out at $10,000. The escrow fee in this transaction is $750. Now, that's not $750 on each side. That's not anything other than a total fee of $750 because escrow is really doing the work that Trust Solutions directs to them. It's not like a normal transaction, but it is a complete escrow. One of the most important parts of the transaction is getting title insurance. When this property is transferred from beneficiary number one, our seller, into the trust, we want to make sure that it goes into that trust and the title is free and clear except for the existing encumbrances of the trust deeds that happen to be on the property. The fee for that is $250. The next fee is the legal fee. Obviously, this is a legal document that everybody is working with, so the attorneys need to be paid for their work. The trust setup fee is only $350. If you went out on the market today and had a simple living trust put together with only one property in it, you may pay as much as $2,000 to $3,000 for that very simple trust. In this case, it's a great bargain at only $350 because, let's face it, it's a boilerplated document with just names, addresses, and dates changed, so the attorneys are only charging $350. There is an ongoing monthly management fee to the trustee, and that fee is 1/2 of 1% of the property's value at the time it's placed in the trust, divided by 12 and paid monthly. So, as an example, a $500,000 property times 1/2 of 1% would be $2,500 on an annual basis. When we divide it by 12, it turns out to be $208 a month. However, we have limited the expenses that the attorneys can charge, and the maximum fee in our transaction on a monthly basis is $150. There's a final fee that's involved in putting this transaction together, and that is 2 to 3 months of total payments, everything, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, association fees, the management fee, everything rolled in. We need 2 to 3 months of those payments set aside, held by the trustee in a reserve account. That's for the protection of both parties, and especially our beneficiary number one, our former seller, because if there isn't money made or there isn't money available, the payments can be made out of a reserve account until such time as the monies come in. Again, if you'd like to print out this form, simply hit the icon at the bottom of the page and you'll be able to do that very easily.